Texiera breaks one tackle, still on his feet to the 20, 25, 30. Texiera Templeton down the sideline. Dylan Texiera to the 40.
On the Toad Streaming Network, Horned Toad Football is on the air.
Morehouse with the carry, finds a hole, 10 to the 5. He's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Coalinga High School.
Kickoff is right around the corner. Now with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Toads, Brian Welch. Beautiful Friday evening for football on the west side of the San Joaquin Valley. It's Coalinga taking on Templeton at Chuck Garton Memorial Bowl. Hi everybody, I'm Brian Welch with the Toad Streaming Network alongside with the coach Billy Redding. Do not worry, Dave Bonilla will be joining us in a little bit. Billy Redding pinch hitting for Coach Bonilla today on the pregame show. And welcome to Chuck Garton Memorial Bowl between Coalinga High School and Templeton High School, a marquee matchup in week 3 of the high school football season. Coach, how are you? Welcome to the pregame show, your broadcasting debut. How are you doing today, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing great. I mean, it's another Friday night football under the lights. It's great, to be Toad Nation. It's great to be alumni and play under these lights and play on this field.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, the hair on your neck stands up and every time those lights come on Friday night, it hits different.
Coalinga High School 2-0 on this 2025 season. Last week taking down Sanger West 7-0. It was a defensive battle. The offense found ways to get themselves in the end zone once. Tyson Alvarado with his second touchdown in 2025. And that run by Tyson last week sealed the deal, and that was a good run by the young man Tyson.
Oh, absolutely. Tyson is a playmaker on both sides. He's fast, he's elusive, he can make people miss. He's got great attributes that you can't teach. And for him to get the ball in his hands, you just never know what's going to happen. A lot of times this season we're kind of different. So we got to make things happen, and we're spread out with so many different things. You just get the ball into your playmakers' hands, and they will make things happen.
And this has been an offense that has had a new look instead of what we saw last season, 2024. But the defense pitched their first shutout of 2025 last week against Sanger West, and the defense has been the good part so far in this 2025 season, Billy.
Absolutely. Just kind of piggybacking off of last year, going into this year, I think we pitched, 4 or 5?
6 shutouts.
6 shutouts last year. I knew I was close. 6 shutouts last year. We've already pitched one this year. I do feel that if we don't, kind of give up a 75-yard kickoff return against Carruthers, we pitch 2 shutouts. So, that's old-time coach, old-time player, feel for the game. I feel we pitch 2 shutouts if we don't give up that big kickoff return.
And Coalinga 2-0 in this 2025 campaign. The opponent for tonight's matchup is the Templeton High School Eagles from the Central Coast of California. 1-1 overall in this 2025 season. They've had 2 close games to open up 2025. A loss in double overtime against Edison from Fresno. Yes, the Edison High School Tigers going to the Central Coast of California, or if you want to be a local in the North County of San Luis Obispo County. And then last week, the Eagles going on the road to take down Monache High School, a 32-31 victory. And this is a Templeton squad that is led by Tyler Cunningham, the utility guy. He can be a good running back, he can be a receiver, and I guess that's going to be the number one focus for this Horned Toads defense tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. Templeton's a great team. They were a great team last year. They brought back a lot of returners, especially quarterback, linebacker, number 44. They have a lot of line returners, so they mix well together. You watch film, you see their flaws. So it's going to be up to Coalinga to capitalize on their flaws. I'm not going to get into what I've seen, but they do have flaws, and it's going to take us to capitalize on that.
And the Eagles are led by the 6'6", 220-pound junior Coulter Tannehill, guy who's already had 5 touchdowns, 2 through the air, and 3 of them on the ground. So he's a great guy that you have to watch out. Dual threat guy. And right now we kind of saw a dual threat quarterback in Carruthers, and this has been a Horned Toad squad. If you stay to your assignments, right, good things are going to happen.
Right. Coalinga, we got to stay composed. We got to do our job. That's what it's going to come down to tonight. Anytime we're within the 7-8 yard line, they like to go under center and they like to hammer the middle. There's little keys on film. If you watch film, they will tip their hand. But they do things well. So they'll go dive, counter trap. They'll do fake dive, roll out. They do, they'll do a rollout where the quarterback loves to hit you in layers. He's just waiting for one of our DBs or linebackers to be out of position, and then he's going to hit you. So we got to be poised. We got to be ready to do our job and then attack.
It's a very intriguing matchup on the west side of the San Joaquin Valley. We'd like to welcome you to the Horn Toad pregame show, where our Horn Toad of the week is Tyson Alvarado. Get to hear that interview, plus we have our one-on-one conversation with head coach James Watson. Hey, Billy, you're welcome anytime. I mean, great job with the pinch hit right there. Total home run there on the pregame.
Hey, thank you. It's great to be on. It's, I love, I bleed orange and black, Born here, raised here, played here, gave everything to Coalinga,
So once a Toad, always a Toad.
Once a Toad, always a Toad. Well, absolutely.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Those two conversations with Tyson Alvarado and James Watson are coming up right after the break. 13 minutes before kickoff, big matchup between Coalinga and Templeton. All after this, Horn Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network. Well, back to the Horn Toad pregame show. This is our Horn Toad of the week. Get to hear from Tyson Alvarado. Tyson, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. Hey, you've had a couple of great games in this 2025 season. 2 touchdowns. Last week, the game-winning touchdown against Sanger West. You have been running the football lights out.
Yes, sir. I tried to do my best.
Doing your best, and you've seen the ball well. Where do you get that speed from?
I don't really know. It's just in me. I just run as fast as I can, get away from anybody, kind of run like a dog's chasing me. So that's where I get my speed from.
And that game-winning touchdown last Friday against Sanger West, take me through that play.
Really got the ball, read my blocks. Everybody was blocked. Textbook play, really, so that was it. Got in touchdown and 7-0. That's a game.
And we were talking about this a little bit yesterday, that your family name is pretty historic in Coalinga. Your uncle, Brian Alvarado, ran for a lot of yards way back in the day in the early 2000s. What's it like having the Alvarado family name back in the limelight again in Coalinga?
It's great, the history behind it and, the expectations that come with it. I feel like it's not really a lot to handle, knowing that I have the talent and I could go far with what I can do. And it's great to have the same last name as somebody like him, and play the same position as him and, get the comparisons I do. But it's just great to have the same last name, have our last name back into the books, making it relevant again.
Do you think you're faster than your uncle?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
So I guess you have to give him a hard time about that every time you see him, right?
Yeah, we go back and forth about it here and there. He definitely knows I'm faster. He just won't admit it.
And we are talking to Tyson Alvarado. He is our Horn Toad of the week. You are a senior. You're part of the senior leadership squad. What's it been like being a leader for this team?
It's been great being able to be one of the leaders of this team. Our team is a young team. We have a lot of people that came up from JV last year and, a lot of people to teach. It's a big step from last year, considering we had 26 seniors last year and I was one of the younger people on the team. So, it's a big step to take coming from last year's team to this year's team, where it's a young team and you got to reteach it all.
And you think about that, you were one of the young pups on that squad last year. What were the lessons that you learned from last year's season to this year?
One of the biggest lessons I learned is patience. Patience is really key to everything. I didn't get to see the field much last year, but when I did, I made the most of what I can. And that's really what I took from it. Patience is key.
And this is your senior year, and your team right now is 2-0. Big game coming in. Big game against Templeton this Friday. And what do you go? Any goals for yourself and this team for this season?
My goals for myself or my goals for the team. I feel like we really established run last week. This week I just want to do better all around. Perfect everything. Perfection is key. I feel like we have the ability to beat this team. We definitely can beat this team. Just, locking in during practice, making everything right. All the things that we mess it up at practice and not in the game, Practice makes perfect, so that's what we're here to do.
And you've been around the block. You are a senior. Where's your go-to place to eat?
Fatties. I like fatties around here. It's pretty good. Pretty good pizza.
So you put in the ranch with the pizza?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
I know you were talking to me a little bit yesterday. You like going to the gas station, you like getting the snacks and getting the drinks. What type of drinks and snacks are you getting during lunch as well?
You know, some of the snacks I get me some munchies. Munchies are very good. I like those. Snacks, like candies, I'll get the Skittles. Sometimes I'll get Butterfingers. You know, that's my favorite chocolate. And then my drink, definitely a blue or purple Gatorade. Those are the best drinks.
Well, that's good to hear. I know that somebody else eats Skittles. That is also running back Marshawn Lynch.
Yes, sir.
And we were talking about this yesterday, about how you emulate your running style to Saquon Barkley. Talk about that.
You know, I think watching Saquon since he's been in the league, it's really helped me realize there's levels to this, and that I could be better, and, you know, watching him just helps me understand there's more to the game, and I could better myself on certain things the same way he does. And same with Jahmyr Gibbs, you know, fast runner. I feel like I have more of a playing style like him, but it's just I emulate my game after them, you know, try to be kind of like them, learn from them, because they are where I want to go one day. So that's where I get all my running from, really.
And what do you want to do after high school, Tyson?
After high school, I really want to go play ball at a four-year college, you know, but if that's not what's for me, then I'll go to a JUCO, you know, figure myself out, get all my classes done, you know, get my master's, all that, and then just figure out what to do from there.
Well, that's good to hear, my friend. Tyson, one more thing before I let you go on the Horned Toad pregame show. Want to give a shout out to anybody?
I just want to give a shout out to, you know, all my believers, all the people that's believed in me, my parents, and definitely my O-line. My O-line deserves a big shout out after last week's game, 150 rushing yards. That's big to me, you know. Shout out really Coalinga here on, you know. There's a lot of great people here, and shout out to all my supporters.
Thank you so much, Tyson, hopping on the pregame show. Good luck out there at practice, and good luck on Friday night, all right?
Yep, thank you.
That is Tyson Alvarado. He is our Horned Toad of the Week. When we come right back after this, we have our one-on-one conversation with head coach James Watson. It's Templeton and Coalinga coming up right after this. Horned Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network. Well, back to the Horned Toad pregame show. This is our one-on-one conversation with head coach James Watson. Coach, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Coach. Week 3 of the high school football season. You get the chance to take on Templeton High School. But let's roll the tape from last week, a 7-0 victory against Sanger West. What went well last week besides the win?
I mean, it's always good to win. You know, I thought we moved the ball pretty well. I think we had almost 200 yards rushing. Obviously, when we get inside that red, we got to finish, you know, drives. So it could have easily been a 21-0 type of game, but, it was 7-0. Our defense stepped up when they had to, like they've been. You know, offensively, we just got to find ways to finish drives, not get behind the sticks, you know, things like that. But, you know, we seen improvement overall, like the effort again. But we just got to keep getting better each week.
And the defense kept your team in the game last week, and it was really fun to watch. What's it been like seeing the team defensively progress from week 1 to week 2?
Oh, yeah, defense is always solid. You know, Coach Bordeaux and the staff always has them ready to go. You know, anything football, it's all about adjustments. You have a plan, and after the first series, that plan can go out the window very quick depending on what's going on, you know. So they made great adjustments on the defensive side. You know, defense, hard-nosed. You know, Coalinga's known for defense and playing that hard-nosed type of football, and I think that's what we're getting back to. And I think it showed on Friday.
And one of those big plays from Friday night was that interception from Jason Ojeda. I know the offense couldn't cash it in, but how crucial was that to have that pick from Jason?
Oh, yeah, it was big, especially the first drive of the game, I believe it was. You know, just gets a little momentum. Obviously, you know, we had a big play also on offense that got called back for a hold, so that could have sparked something too, you know. But, you know, just have Jason makes plays, defense makes plays, turnovers. We always got to take advantage and come on the plus side on them. But, you know, it was a good spark to begin the game. Obviously, we wanted to, you know, score, but it didn't work out.
It was scoreless in the first half. In the second half, the offense found some movement. Tyson Alvarado with that huge run to seal the deal with that 7-0 victory. What's it been like to see his progression from week 1 to week 2?
Oh yeah, what we seen from Tyson Friday is what we expected to see. You know, you get him to the second level, he's going to be gone. You know, his speed is elite. You know, he almost broke one before the half as well. You know, I give him a hard time that he got caught. You know, but you know, he's one of our playmakers. Like I said, we have a couple other guys that have been out that we really haven't been able to show what they can do. But you know, in the end, a win is a win. We want to win, find ways to win. That's been our our motto, our strategy since we started. And we just got to keep finding ways to win. Templeton will be definitely a harder task for us, but I think we'll be ready.
I was talking to some of your assistant coaches before we hit the record button. It's been working on the little things, as that's been the overall theme of this week, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. You know, the little things could win or lose you games. You know, you miss PAT, a missed block for a loss that maybe could have sparked, a big play. And, like I said, you get some of these guys, especially Tyson at the second level, he could be gone, So just making those little things that we have to perfect, little things, like I said, will win or lose you games.
All right, Coach, you've been talking about Templeton. Let's talk about the opponent. The Eagles 1-1 on the season. They have some good players. They have a good quarterback. They have a good utility player. What do you expect from Templeton?
I expect them to come out. Every time we play Templeton, it's a tough game. They play hard. They have a different little style of offense than they had last year, which we don't mind it. We like guys trying to think they can throw it on us, so we'll be ready for that. I personally like it. Our defensive coach likes it as well. Yeah, they do. The quarterback is every bit of 6'4". He's got an arm. They got some athletes out on the perimeter. They got a good running back. But, I think we'll be ready. We just got to strap it up and be ready for another hard-nosed type of game.
And, Coach, your team is kind of limping in to this game, a couple of injuries, and the offense is going to have a different look to it. And what's that message to your team to keep to stay with the game plan for this game against Templeton?
Yeah, we we have some guys moving around. We brought up a couple of JV kids that hopefully can help us. We just got some injuries that you really can't control. You just got to adjust on it and just prepare the best that we can. But I like what we've been doing so far. I think we'll be ready to go. Friday we'll see what happens.
That's good to hear, Coach. Coach, I always ask you this question. What are the keys to victory? I think something about the small things might be brought up in this.
Yeah, for sure. Limit the penalties, limit the negative type of plays, control the ball as well, still keep being physical on defense and offense as well. Get a little bit of the passing game going. That's going to definitely help, loosen things up for our run game. So those are things that we're working on, obviously. But, yeah, we just want to come out and play horn-toed football and, find a way to win.
That's good to hear, Coach. Coach, thank you so much for hopping on the pregame show, and good luck out there in practice and also with the game on Friday night.
Thank you.
That's head coach James Watson. When we come right back after this, we'll get Coach Dave Bonilla's keys to victory, and then kickoff. It's Templeton taking on Coalinga. More after this, Horn-Toed Football on the Toad Streaming Network. Beautiful Friday evening on the west side of the San Joaquin Valley. Coalinga taking on Templeton. Brian Welch back with you on the Toad Streaming Network. Captains at midfield. Templeton wins. They won the toss. Let's see what they're going to say. And Templeton won the toss, and they elected to defer, so the Horned Toads get the ball to start off the contest. Dave Bonilla will be joining us in a little bit, but if Coach Bonilla was here, he would give us the keys to victory, but we'll give you the keys to victory right now. Horned Toads trying to run the football, and we're going to see a lot of new faces on the offensive side. And we think about it, Horned Toads ran the football really well so far in this 2025 season. Tyson Alvarado, you heard from him. He's our Horned Toad of the week. You heard from him in the pregame show a little bit ago, talking about how he likes to having that family connection. His uncle Ryan Alvarado ran for the Horned Toads way back in the day. And also he talked about having that speed, having that Saquon Barkley speed. So running the football, and this is going to be a new look offense for the Horned Toads. Grayson Redding gets the start for Coalinga High School for the injured Daniel Rios. Daniel Rios has his arm in a sling. Do not know the timetable till when he comes back, but we shall see. But it's Daniel Rios going to be on the sideline. Grayson Redding and the Horned Toads offense looking to try to find their offensive mojo in Game 3 of this 2025 season. Kicking off for Templeton, it is the young man, the senior kicker, 6'2", 180-pound kicker of Luke Kaler. Luke Kaler going to kick the ball away left to right on your screen. Perfect evening for football on the west side of the San Joaquin Valley. A little bit of overcast, a little bit of that haze from the fire just to the south of us in Coalinga. And it's going to be a perfect evening for football on the west side of the San Joaquin Valley. White helmets, white jerseys, white pants with the green and gray stripes down the side. A perfect evening for high school football. That's the uniforms for Templeton. Coalinga rocking the all-black uniforms, black helmets, black pants, and the black jerseys. Pull up your favorite chair. Horned Toad football is on the air. Dave Bonilla joining us right now. Coach, how are you? Getting ready? You ready?
Tired.
I'm
here, though.
Luke Kaler has the ball on the tee, kicking off left to right. Tyson Alvarado back deep for the Toads, as well as RJ Garcia. And we are underway from Coalinga, and that's going to sail into the end zone. 1st and 10 for Coalinga at their own 20, moving the ball right to left. First drive of the night for the Horned Toads, moving the ball, put the ball at the 20-yard line. Coach Dave Bonilla, we talked about the keys of victory. Running the football is a big key tonight, especially with Grayson Redding being the starting QB.
Yeah, you know what, setting the tone early. I think setting the tone early is going to make a difference. It's interesting to see if they're going to come out heavy on the run. We have not seen Grayson throwing very much. He can throw, but it's just a matter of game time reps.
How about this, Coach? Empty set for Grayson Redding on the first play from scrimmage. 2 receivers on the near side, 3 on the far side. 1st and 10 from their own 20, moving right to left. First play from scrimmage. Tyson Alvarado with the motion. Fakes the handoff. Grayson Redding still on his feet in between the hashes. Pushes his way forward to the 26-yard line. Picks up 4 on the play. Brought down by a whole host of Templeton tacklers. Landon Reifers with the tackle for Templeton. A little bit of space. We have trying to get everything all figured out in the Horned Toad press box, but a good run there by Grayson Redding.
What's that, 5-6 yards?
They're going to say officially 6 yards, 2nd and 4 for Coalinga.
And you got to know that Templeton knows about him, right? They had to watch film, so to get 6 yards on that first play, hey, and then just maybe do a couple of runs and then sneak a pass in there, see how that works.
1 left, 3 right. Grayson Redding works out of the shotgun. Tyson Alvarado, the tailback to his left side. Grayson Redding takes a shotgun snap, keeps it himself, runs left, finds a hole in between the hashes, gets close to that first down marker. Good run there by Grayson Redding, bringing him down for Templeton. Will Capacity, the 6-foot senior safety, with the tackle. That's going to be an automatic first down for the Toads.
And remember what I told you at Carruthers? What did I say about Grayson Redding?
Run left, run right.
If they can't stop it, don't fix it, right? We'll see what happens.
Minute gone by in the contest. No score between Templeton and Coalinga. Opening drive for the Horned Toads. Moving right to left. This Horned Toad squad looking really good so far. It's been the Grayson Redding show. 2 plays and 2 runs. 2 twin receivers each side. Tyson Alvarado, the tailback to the right of Grayson Redding. Motions the man. That's going to be one of the newest players, Joseph Martinez, a guy who's caught up from JV, multiple flags on the play. Let's see what the call is going to be. And our first call of the night is a false start, backing up the Toads 5 yards.
You know what? Part of that may be just the cadence and getting used to the different quarterback. But after a week of practice, we'll see how that goes. 2
JV players being moved up to varsity this week: Joseph Martinez and Etienne Ramirez. 2 JV guys that were impressive in the first 2 weeks of 2025. Now and on the field now. 2 left, 2 right. Tyson Alvarado, tailback, off the left shoulder of Grayson Redding. Redding claps his hands once, looking to throws to the right side. That's complete. Good grab there. Etienne Ramirez picks it up, and that's going to be close to the original line of scrimmage. Picks up 3 on the play. Good tackling there by Tyler Cunningham, the 6-foot senior. Brings up 2nd and 11. Actually, going to say 2nd and 10 for Coalinga.
Now, by the looks of that, I think that may have answered our question. That was a pretty throw.
10:03 and running in the first quarter. No score between Templeton and Coalinga. 3 left, 1 right. Motion before the snap. And it's going to be one of the newest guys, Etienne Ramirez, jumping the gun a bit there, Coach.
Yeah. Did he come up? When did he come up?
He just came up this week.
Monday, huh? Tuesday?
Yeah, that's right. So that's going to back him up 5 yards, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 15. I'm actually going to say 2nd and 14, rather. Ball at the 26 of Coalinga. Clock still moving. 9:53 and running in the first. No score between Templeton and Coalinga. Horned Toads right now trying to get that offensive cadence to work. Tyson Alvarado, the tailback. You heard from him in the Horned Toad pregame show. He's off the right side of Grayson Redding. 3 left, 1 right. Ball on the far mark at the 26. Grayson Redding fakes a handoff. Backpedals, throws to the left side. Complete to Tyson Alvarado. And he's going to go nowhere. The Eagles smell that play out really well. Multiple tacklers for Templeton on the play. Tyler Cunningham, actually, my apologies. On the tackle there was Kobe Sims, the 6'2 junior, with the tackle and the penalty marker once again, Coach.
I'm going to guess illegal man downfield. It looked like the timing was off. Vega was about 6-7 yards down. That's my guess. Again, I'm a basketball. Oh, they're going to wave it off.
Interesting.
You know what? Maybe it was behind the line of scrimmage. That's probably what it was. If it's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, they can go and block downfield. We'll call it that.
9:29 to go in the first quarter. No score between Templeton and Coalinga. Opening drive for the Horned Toads, moving right to left on your screen. They're going to motion a bunch of people off. They're going to put actually Tyson Alvarado on the far side, as well as R.J. Garcia on the near side. One of the newest members of the Toads, Etienne Ramirez. So
Sophomore?
Yeah, that's right. Sophomore receiver being called up from JV this week. New running back for the Horned Toads, that Dominic Aguilardi. He's off the right shoulder of Grayson Redding. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 15 from the 26 of Coalinga. Clock moving now in the first quarter. Full moon on hand in Coalinga. Grayson takes a shotgun snap, backpedals. Grayson throws over the middle. That ball is going to be overthrown. Tyson Alvarado wanted a flag. Will Kapasi on the coverage. That's going to bring up a 4th and 15 for Coalinga.
It looked like he had his arms around his waist. I'd like to see the replay on that. I'll check it out tonight. How's that?
We got to invest in a replay machine, Coach.
We or you?
Well, I mean, me, probably. But 4th and 15 right now for Coalinga. 9:08 to go in the first quarter, and that's going to be a 3 and out.
You do Falcon Network as well, right?
That's right.
Talk to Mr. Haas, even kicking a part sponsorship or something.
First punt of the night for the Horned Toads. Eric Hernandez is going to punt the ball away back deep for the Eagles of Templeton High School. Kobe Sims, he stands at his own 40. And if you're the Horned Toads there, Coach, not the best drive to start out the night.
Well, it's 2 new guys, new quarterback. It's going to take a little bit to get used to.
And a whistle before the snap, and let's see what the call is going to be here. Head referee, Dennis Wright tonight, got that for you.
So is Corvallis White, what's his status?
Corvallis White, we'll see if he's down on the sideline.
Because with him out, J.D. Reed out, boy, they've got, and I'm guessing that's why they brought their JVs up.
Well, Corvallis White is actually not in the game tonight. He is
street clothes with a camera.
He's holding a camera tonight.
That answered my question.
Eric Hernandez ready to punt the ball away. High snap, will try to get it away. Does get it away, partially blocked, end over end. And that's going to land at the 38 of Coalinga. That takes a Horned Toad roll. And that's where Templeton will have the ball for their first possession of the night. So they're going to put the ball at the CHS 38, moving left to right on your screen. 8:56 to play in the first quarter. Glad to be a part of your Friday evening wherever you may be tuning in. Perfect night for football on the west side of the San Joaquin Valley. He's Dave Bonilla. I'm Brian Welch. I'd like to welcome our friends from Templeton on the Central Coast. You might get a kick out of that. We have the Atascadero Greyhound of Richard Welch riding shotgun tonight. He's our camera guy on the Toad Streaming Network. And see the Templeton offense for the first time in this first time of the night. It's Coulter Tannerhill, the 6'6", 220-pound junior, and this guy is a very good quarterback to watch, a dual threat guy, there, my friend. So you are going to go with a power eye look. Running backs of Hayes Camarena and also Tyler Cunningham, receiver either side, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, play action. Tannehill throws it down the field. That ball is going to be caught. Touchdown, Templeton. Colby Sims with the grab, a 38-yard dart from Coulter Tannehill and the Eagles of Templeton to strike on one play.
Wow. Wow, right off to that bat. Yep, it's just, we got beat. Our defensive back got beat.
And you heard from Head coach James Watson talking about this is a challenge the DBs wanted to have, but on the first play from the offensive side for Templeton, it's a 38-yard strike. They are going to line up in a Oregon-style two-point conversion. The kicker is Luke Kaler. 8:48 to go in the first quarter. 6-0 is our score, pending the PAT. The snap, they'll hold the kick, and that's going to sneak through the uprights, and the kick is good. 8:48 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Templeton out in front. We'll take a 15-second break. Horn Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network. .48 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Templeton out in front against Coalinga High School. Alongside the coach Dave Bonilla, Brian Welch with you. A 38-yard touchdown pass from Coulter Tannehill to Colby Sims makes it 7-0. Tyson Alvarado takes it out of his own goal line, runs to the 15 to the 20, still on his feet to the 25, and he's brought down at the 26. Good running there by Tyson Alvarado. 1st and 10 for the Horned Toads. On the tackle for Templeton was Hayes Camarena, the 5'10 junior. 1st and 10 for Coalinga.
Yeah, you know, you'd like to see maybe get a couple first downs, give their defense a rest, preferably nice long drive and score, punch it in.
So 1st and 10 for the Horned Toads. Ball will be placed at the 26 for their second possession of the evening. 8:42 to go in the first quarter, and that was a first drive that the Horned Toads shot themselves in the foot with a lot of the procedural penalties, Coach.
Yeah, you know, and I was going to say, it's if you got two new guys on the offense, it takes time to get used to the offense, used to the system, used to the cadence. It's just a little different.
Pistol formation, Cameron Morgan and Tyson Alvarado in the backfield of Grayson Redding. Redding takes the shotgun snap, hands it off to Tyson Alvarado.
There we go.
Finds his way to the 30, spins out of a tackle to the 32, and he picks up some good yardage there, brought down by Colby Sims, who has the offense so far for Templeton. That's going to be a pickup of 7 on the play. 2nd and 3 for Coalinga.
That was a nice lead block by Cameron Morgan. He had one guy left, and he would have taken it to the house, but nice big gang on that one.
8:20 and running in the first quarter. 7-0 Templeton out in front against Coalinga. Grayson Redding's going to work out of the shotgun. Pistol formation. Cameron Morgan off to his right shoulder. Actually, now to the left shoulder of Grayson Redding. Tyson Alvarado in the backfield. Receiver either side. Tied into that right side. That's Eric Hernandez. Hernandez with the motion on the near side. Redding takes the snap, keeps it himself. Runs left to the 35, still on his feet. And a whole host of Eagle tacklers trying to bring him down. And I think they're going to give him forward progress. They're going to give him to the 36.
Yep.
That's going to be enough for a Horned Toad first down. They're trying to get that, and they are going to move the stick, so a big first down run by Grayson Redding.
3-4 yards to pop. I'll take it.
Under 8 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Templeton out in front. Third game of 2025 for both squads. Talked about in the Horned Toad pregame show. This is the Templeton squad that's been tested so far in this early part of the season. A double overtime loss to Edison of Fresno down on the Central Coast, and then a 1-point victory against Wenatchee out of Porterville. Shotgun snap, hands it off to Tyson Alvarado as Grayson Redding. Tyson Alvarado up the gut he goes, and he's finally brought down. A whole host of tacklers leading there for Templeton at Jesse Gunnell, the 5'8 junior. 10 tackles coming into tonight, gets his 11th tackle of 2025.
You know, you're kind of in a catch-22. You'd like to go Redding right, Redding left. However, you need him all game, and you need him on defense. You know, he could get fatigued and lose a step or two, so they got to be careful on, how much they run him. He is very effective as a linebacker as well.
No gain on the play. Pistol formation for Grayson Redding. Hernandez in the motion, takes a shotgun snap as Grayson throws to the right side, completes it. That's caught by R.J. Garcia, and he's quickly wrestled down to the ground. Big wrestling there. Cameron Stevens, the 6-foot senior, brings him down for Templeton. That's going to bring up a second. They're going to bring that by a 3rd down and 6 there, Coach.
Wow, I like that progress they gave us, but we'll take it.
The referee's pretty
generous on that one.
Under 7 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Templeton out in front. Pivotal 3rd down and 7. They're going to say 3rd and 7 at the 40 of Coalinga. Ball on the far mark.
We need a chemo special right here.
Well, the Horned Toads had a chemo special in the JV game that aided the game-winning drive for the JV Toads.
How'd that game end up?
It was a 21-20 win for the Toads.
Oh, wow.
3 left, 1 right. Tyson Alvarado the tailback off the left shoulder of Grayson Redding. Redding in the shotgun. Back pedal. Screen pass to the left side complete. The Tyson Alvarado shakes and bakes, trying to find a way. He's quickly brought down. Good tackling there by Templeton and bringing him down to the ground. A whole host of tacklers leading the charge. Once again, Colby Sims and also Cameron Stevens.
Yeah, he got out to the outside, but he didn't have any blockers at that point.
And that's going to bring up the second punt of the night. Not the way you want to go if you're the Horned Toads offensively.
Yeah, let's see. We need a good punt here. We need to try and change this field position. Get us on the other side of the 50 at least.
Horned Toads had the punt partially blocked on their first offensive series. Now Eric Hernandez is going to try to find some mojo once again. Colby Sims stands at his own 24. Templeton, a good team, a lot of senior leadership, a lot of upperclassmen on this squad. Hernandez asks for the snap, high snap, will try to get it down, gets the punt away, almost partially blocked. End over end, that ball is going to bounce at the 44. Takes a Horned Toad bounce at the 42 of Templeton, and that's where the Eagles set up shop with 5:10 to go in the first quarter. So they're going to put the ball at the 42 of Templeton. And one play for the Eagles offense, a 38-yard strike to Colby Sims. You got to watch out for the deep ball if you're the Horned Toad secondary.
I was just going to say, you know they can do it. You know they can do it, so you got to be on your horse, ready to go. Might have to drop your safety a bit, but then that makes you vulnerable, opens the run.
They're going to say, actually, going to put it at the 42, actually. My apologies. Got to do math on a Friday night. 1 receiver on the far side, 3 on the near. Coulter Tannehill works out of the shotgun. Tyler Cunningham, the tailback, off to his left shoulder.
He's a junior?
That's right. Takes a shotgun snap. Fakes the handoff. He goes a boot to the left side. Keeps it himself. Gets himself to the 45. Pass midfield. Gets the first down, and he's going to get inside Horned Toad territory. Brought down quickly by one of the newest members of the Horned Toads, Etienne Ramirez.
Well, he can throw and he can run.
Hey, that's going to be enough for a first down for Templeton. That's going to be a 13-yard gain. Actually, my apologies. Yeah, it's actually a 13-yard gain. 5:02 to go in the first quarter. First and 10 from the 45 of the Horned Toads. 1 left, 3 right. Tannehill takes a shotgun snap, looks to the right side. Complete. That's going to be complete to Colby Sims again to the 30. And he's going to be brought down. Good ankle tackle there by Dominic Aguilardi. That's enough for another Eagle first down. Picks up 20 on the play.
Yeah, we just cornerback was playing 10, 15 yards out. But if you don't, they go long, right? Maybe, they have to have their safety over to help.
4:55 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Templeton out in front. And this is a big drive if you're the Horned Toads defensively, trying to slow down the passing attack of Templeton. Coulter Tannehill in the shotgun, claps his hands, fakes the handoff, swings out to the left side, completes it to Armando Soto, and he's going to be quickly brought down to the ground. A good tackling there. Jason Ojeda with the tackle, as with a little bit of help from Tyson Alvarado.
Yeah, you know what? That was good good penetration by Alvarado. He sniffed that one out early. He saw it and dropped him for a loss. Nice play.
I'm going to say a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 from the Horned Toad 28, moving left to right. Ball on the far mark. Templeton scored on their first play from scrimmage on the offensive side, a 38-yard strike to Colby Sims. 2nd and 12 from the 28. Now a power eye look. Coulter Tannehill trying to takes the snap. Hands it off to Cunningham. Runs left to the 25, 20, 15. Cuts right to the 10 to the 5, and he is going to dance into the end zone. Touchdown, Templeton. Wow. 28-yard run by Tyler Cunningham makes it a 13-0 lead for Templeton, paying the point after.
Well, they run and they can pass and they can run.
Wow.
You know what? It's good blocking. They had a couple of holes, and I think only the cornerback touched them, and that was at the end.
Kaler with the extra point, the snap, the hold, the kick, and the kick's going to go through the uprights. And it's a 14-0 lead for Templeton. 4:01 to play in the first quarter. We'll step aside. Horned Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network.
us.
4:01 to go in the first quarter. 14-0 Templeton leading against your Coalinga High School Horned Toads. Alongside the coach, Dave Bonilla. Brian Welch back with you. 2 drives for Templeton, coach, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, very effective drives. Very effective drives.
And over and kick by Kaler. That's going to sail into the end zone. And Kaler has been pretty fun to watch so far on the special teams. Another touchback in the end zone, 1st and 10 for the Horned Toads at their own 23rd drive of the evening.
You know, you'd like to see a drive twofold. One, we need to drive and score, get some first downs. But 2, our defense, they need to break. They need a breather. I think Grayson Redding, Tyson Alvarado, there's a few of them that the only break they get is on the kickoff.
They are going to go twin receivers. Actually, my apologies. Empty set for the Toads. 2 on the near side, 3 on the far. 1st and 10 at their own 20, moving right to left. 14-0 Templeton out in front. Tyson Alvarado the motion to the far side. Takes a snap, jet sweep to the right side. Tyson Alvarado bulldozes the defender over, and he gets to the 25. Good pickup there by Tyson Alvarado. Colby Sims with the tackle. Halfway to go for Coalinga.
Yeah, pretty big chunk, 5 yards. We'll take it, 5 yards.
This is a big opportunity for this Horned Toad squad, and this is a big drive. If you're the Toads, you do not want to give the ball back to the prolific offense of Templeton.
Yeah, you hate to go down 3 scores, so we need to do something here.
2nd and 5 at their own 25. Ball on the far mark. 3 left, 2 right. Empty set now for Grayson Redding. Look at the wristband. 3:25 and running in the first quarter. 14-0 Templeton out in front. Empty set for Grayson Redding. Claps. He's got motion to man now. That's going to be Tyson Alvarado. Now goes behind him, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself. Runs left to the 25, still on his feet in between the hashes. And Grayson Redding picks up a couple of yards. Hayes Camarena with the tackle for Templeton. That's going to be a manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, you know what? He was 1 block away from getting about another 10 yards, but 3rd and manageable, 3rd and short.
I'm going to say 3rd and 1 from the Horned Toad 29. Under 3 minutes of play in the first quarter. 14-0. Templeton out in front. Ball near mark. They are going to go empty set again. The 3rd straight play. 3 receivers on the near side, 2 on the far. Grayson Redding in shotgun. Takes the shotgun snap. Now will keep it himself. Runs left, trying to find the edge. Gets to the 30, trying to keep it going. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. Good pickup by Grayson Redding. And it takes a freight train of Eagles to bring him down on the tackle for Templeton. Wyatt Botts, the 6'2 junior. 1st and 10 for Coalinga.
Yeah. That was a I thought they were going to pass it, but I think that might have been a design delay draw quarterback.
2:28 and running in the first quarter. 14-0 Templeton out in front against Coalinga. 1 receiver on the near side, 3 on the far. Tyson Alvarado, the tailback off to the right shoulder of Grayson Redding. Redding takes a shotgun snap, backpedals. Grayson Redding will try to throw to the right side. Now he'll keep it himself. Grayson Redding runs to the left side, and he's going to be wrestled down to the ground. The senior Garrett Davis, the linebacker, brings him down. But they're going to give him forward progress. Picks up 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 for Coalinga.
Yeah, I was actually watching the defensive backs that play, and they got pretty good coverage. Maybe gets Tyson on the side on the flare.
1:48 and running in the first quarter. 14-0 Templeton out in front. 2nd and 8 from the Horned Toad 35, moving right to left. A pistol formation now for the Toads. Tyson Alvarado in the backfield with Cameron Morgan, 1 receiver on the near side and 1 on the far. Eric Hernandez, the tight end to the right side. Grayson Redding takes a shotgun snap. Play action now. Pressure. Going to roll to his right. Breaks 1 defender. Still on his feet. Running left. Now cuts right. Still on his feet. Grayson Redding's going to barely get 2 yards on the play. Wrestled down by a whole host of tacklers for Templeton. It takes around 4 of them. Gavin Renteria, the 5'10 senior, leading the charge for Templeton.
Again, he had 1 block away from 10, 15 yards. He tried to juke, but the defender broke down and made a good play, made a good stop. 3rd and manageable.
3rd and 4 for the Horned Toads. The Horned Toads trying to get this offense moving. They're going to try to convert on 3rd down. Joseph Martinez checks in. Actually, they're going to keep him on the sideline. Cameron Morgan will stay the tailback to the right side of Grayson Redding. 1 left, 3 right. Ball on the near mark. 3rd and 4 from the 39 of Coalinga. Grayson takes the snap, rolls to the right side, completes to the Tyson Alvarado. Going to try to run left. He's going to be blocked down behind the line of scrimmage to the 35. Loses 4 on the play. And this is a familiar sight, Coach. 3rd punt of the night.
You know, I know it's tough, but you gotta try and throw past the sticks because this defense is swarming. They're swarming to the ball, so it's almost like you need to have your receiver already past the first down. You know, and again, it's new to Grayson Redding in a full game situation, but We'll see if this defense can get us a stop here.
Eric Hernandez lines up for his third punt of the night in the first quarter. And the Horned Toads right now trying to slow down this offense of Templeton. You also have to find a way to get the punt off, and that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. Horned Toads will punt the ball away when we come right back after this. We have played one in Coalinga. It's all Templeton. 14-0 is our score. More after this from the west side of the San Joaquin Valley. Horned Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network. Second quarter about to begin in Coalinga. 14-0 Templeton out in front against your Coalinga High School Horned Toads alongside the coach Dave Bonilla. My name is Brian Welch. Glad to be a part of your Friday night wherever you may be tuning in. Eric Hernandez gets the punt away to begin the second quarter. A kick to the left side, and it will bounce at the 48 of Templeton. 1st and 10 for the Templeton High School Eagles. And Coach Dave Bonilla, you have to find a way to slow down the offense of the Eagles. A 38-yard touchdown pass to Colby Sims, and then a 28-yard run by Tyler Cunningham. That's been the offense so far. The defense of Coalinga has to get a stop here.
The bad news, they've shown they can do both.
This is a team that took Edison out of Fresno to the limit, a 28-20 loss in double OT to begin the season down the Central Coast. Or if you want to be a local, you can say it in the North County.
North County.
That's right. We have a former Atascadero Greyhound riding shotgun tonight, you know.
Got an Alabama Buccaneer here, too.
1st and 10 from the 48, hands it off. That's going to be Tyler Cunningham, and he's going to get to the midfield. Good tackling. Cameron Morgan, first time we called his name defensively. Picks up 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 for Templeton.
You know, if they can keep them to little chunks, that'd be great. But, again, they'll pick, and then they'll throw up top. Their safeties are 10, 15 yards back.
It's getting started in the second quarter. 14-0 is our score. Templeton out in front. 2 drives and 2 touchdowns. Cunningham the tailback off to the left shoulder of Tannehill. Rolls to his right. Tannehill on the run. Tannehill's going to throw down the field. That's going to be caught. And we get to call his name for the first time. A guy that was talked about all week during practice. Ethan Armette, the 6-foot senior, moves the sticks for Templeton.
You know, I just looked at the program. That quarterback's a junior?
Yes.
Good night.
Think about this. He's 6'6", 220. Has that Josh Allen build.
I think he's a
little bit taller.
Yeah, Allen's probably 6'4", 6'5".
They are going to go 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far. They're going to put the ball at the Horned Toad 38. Cunningham takes a shotgun snap, plenty of time, throws to the left side, completes it to Armando Soto down the middle, and he's finally upended by Etienne Ramirez, but that's going to be enough for a 13-yard gain. And Templeton right now is having their way offensively, Coach.
They are. You know, good tackle, but after a 13-yard catch, they're going to have to tighten up something.
And the clock's still moving. 10:55 and running in the first half. 14-0 Templeton leading. And right now the Horned Toads trying to keep this Templeton offense from scoring. 2 drives and 2 TDs. Tannehill works out of the shotgun. Cunningham off to his left shoulder, takes a shotgun snap, hands it off to Cunningham, runs left, and he's going to push his way forward. And the Horned Toads pushing the rugby scrum forward, bringing him down from behind. Good tackling there by Tyson Alvarado, but also watch out for Eric Hernandez, making his name known defensively.
Yeah, nice help. Good swarm ball on that one, but still, that was a big chunk. That was 4 yards.
10:21 and running in the first half. That's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Eagles of Templeton. 1 receiver on the near side, 3 on the far. Cunningham, the tailback, off to the right side of Tannehill. Gets the motion. Tannehill's going to swing it out to the right side. Completes it to Cunningham. Cunningham at the 20. Cuts right at the 15, and he's going to still push the pile along. And he gets inside the 15, mark it at the 11. Brought down by Tyson Alvarado. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Not the way you want to be the Horned Toads defensively, Coach.
I was going to say, they're having their way with us right now, and something's got to change.
Clock still moving, under 10 to play in the first half. Cleet Walker back as the game clock operator.
And by the way, he says we can join him from
That's right.
from here on out. He said even at halftime if we want to switch over.
3 left, 1 right. Tannehill works out of the shotgun, takes the snap, plenty of time, rolls to his left, still on the run, throws to the left side, and it's almost going to be picked off. R.J. Garcia almost with the pick, and the intended receiver was Colby Sims.
Oh, you got to take advantage of that, right?
Yeah.
That was the opportunity to stop the drive. You got to. It reminds you. Did you see the game last night?
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb.
I didn't. I was driving around, but what happened there, Coach?
Oh, he dropped three definite game changers. 3 definite game changers. One would have been in the red zone late in the game.
So they're going to go 2nd and 10 from the Horn Toad 12. Power eye look for the Eagles. Tannehill works under center, hands it off to Cunningham, runs in between the tackles, and a good ankle tackle there. Great tackling there for the Toads. Max Hernandez, the 5'10 senior, brings him down. Picks up 2 on the play, 3rd and 8 for Templeton.
Yeah, his guy that tried to block him was just a little late in getting him. Good job by Hernandez.
9:18 to go in the first half. 14-0 is our score. Templeton trying to get themselves onto the scoreboard for the 3rd time tonight. Power eye look for the Eagles. Tannehill works under center. Camarena in the backfield with Cunningham. Takes the snap, takes the handoff, boot to the right side, being pressured, dances away, throws it, and that ball is going to be caught inside the 5. Somehow Tannehill got that ball inside the 5, throwing a frozen rope there, Coach.
Yeah, you know what? He was in the grass, but he wasn't down, and our safety was just about a half a second from an interception.
Under 9 minutes of play in the first half. Templeton knocking on the door. They lead 14-0 against your Coalinga High School Horned Toads. Horned Toads trying to have a goal line stand. Power eye look once again for Tannehill. He's going to work under center. Camarena and Cunningham in the backfield. Receiver either side. Takes the snap, hands it off to Cunningham. Cunningham's going to bulldoze his way forward. 2nd effort, and he's going to lunge across the pile. That's a touchdown, Templeton. It's a 2-yard run, and that's Tyler Cunningham's 2nd touchdown of the night.
You know, I don't know what to say. You got to tip your hat. I mean, you got to tip your hat. They're better than us right now. But we have the capability to make a change. See if we can come up with a stop.
8:34 to go in the first half. Luke Kaler with the point after. Snap, the hold, the kick, and it's almost blocked, but it's going to go through the uprights, splits the uprights, and is a 21-0 lead for Templeton. We'll be back in 15 seconds. Horned Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network. Nothing. Templeton out in front against your Coalinga High School Horned Toads. Luke Kaler with the kick and over in the night sky of the San Joaquin Valley. R.J. Garcia with the return, runs right to the 20, still on his feet, jukes the defender at the 25, and he's going to get to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for Coalinga High School, their 4th drive of the night. And Coach, it's been 3 punts, and it's not been a good start for the offense so far.
It's not been a good start at all. Even Hernandez is having trouble punting in both directions. So you can't really say it's the wind. It could just be the water. I don't know. Something. But he has had like a shank and 2 wounded ducks. Not like him. Let's see if we can get this offense going.
Horned Toads have not cracked into plus territory yet tonight. They'll try to do that on their 4th drive of the evening. 2 left, 1 right. Pistol formation for Grayson Redding. Redding takes a shotgun snap, hands it off to Tyson Alvarado, runs right, trying to stiff arm a man, and he's going to be wrestled down from behind with the jersey. And the tackling man there was Jesse Grinnell. And they're going to say he did not gain on that play. Coach, 2nd and 10 for Coalinga.
Yeah, you know what? And I watched the defender on that one. Nobody got a, and I'm not the football coach, so I'm not sure how it's designed, but nobody put a block on him. I know when I was played for Coach Sprague as a receiver, he said, take him deep or knock him down. Those are the 2 choices. You either go deep or knock him down.
7:53 and running in the first half. 21-0 Templeton out in front. Now they're going to be in a pistol formation. Grayson takes the snap, hands it off to Tyson Alvarado, runs right, bounces off a defender at the 25, still on his feet. Garrett Davis wrestling him down, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. And Tyson Alvarado trying to keep this offense moving, and it's been a tough one so far, Coach.
You know, I'd like to see the stats on running. We're probably under 20 yards maybe between the losses and the – I think they'd have to come up with something like quick slants, maybe a quick pitch, something yeah, that defensive line is getting some penetration, and when they don't get them, the linebackers get them.
3rd and 10 from the Horned-Toad 26. 7:12 to go in the first half. 21-0 Templeton out in front. 3 left, 1 right. Grayson Redding's going to work out of the shotgun. And now the head referee helping out Tyson Alvarado. Tyson Alvarado is going to be in the backfield, so a pistol look for the Horned-Toads, trying to get themselves into plus territory and also try to get a first down in this first half. Grayson takes a shotgun snap, backpedals. Grayson with plenty of time, wants to throw, throws to the left side. That ball is picked off. Tyler Cunningham with the pick, going the other way. Cunningham to the 20, gets himself to the 15, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds by Grayson Redding, and the Eagles get the ball back in plus territory.
You know, that was a pretty decent pass. I think that I'd have to look at the play again, but it looked like the receiver fell down or was pushed down, but it was a pretty decent throw. But good coverage. Good coverage by number 20.
Tyler Cunningham, a guy that has been fun to watch.
You've been calling his name quite a bit.
He has a D1 offer.
Does he? From
Yale, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a smart and can play.
That's right. 6:45 to play in the first half. 21-0 is our score. Templeton gets their 4th drive of the night. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. Now they have the ball at the 12-yard line of Coalinga. 3 left, 1 right. Tannehill works out of the shotgun. Plenty of time. 4-man twist. Throws to the left side. Completes it. And that's going to be in the end zone. Trying to find it. Nick Will Kapashi gets inside the 5, and that's going to be marked at the 3-yard line. So a pickup of 9 on the play. Actually going to say at the 2. So 1st and goal for Templeton.
Yeah, again, it's pretty tough. Defensive back is about 10 yards off. But again, you got to pick your poison. Am I going to play him deep and give him the little short pass, or am I going to play short and give him the long pass or the run?
We've seen this one before. Templeton knocking on the door. 21-0. Eagles out in front. Ball on the near mark. And it's going to be a power eye look for Templeton. Coulter Tannehill works under center. Camarena in the backfield as well as Tyler Cunningham. Ball at the 2. Coalinga hands it off to Camarena. He pushes his way forward. Touchdown, Templeton. The 4th score of the evening. And it's Camarena with a huge run at 2 yards out.
Yeah, you know what? Part of it, they're tired. They have to be tired.
And that's not how the Horned-Toads wanted to script this one in this first half. It's been 27-0 Templeton out in front, pinning the point after with 6:21 to play in the first half. Kaler with the extra point on the north end side of Chuck Gardner Memorial Bowl. Snap, the hold, the kick, and that's partially blocked. It almost was blocked, but it splits the uprights, and it's a 28-0 lead for Templeton. 6:21 to play in the first half. More from Coalinga right after this. Can the Horned-Toads offense find some traction? Coach, I have a question for you. I'll ask you in after this break. Horned-Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network. .6:21 to play in the first half from Coalinga. 28-0 Templeton High School out in front against your Coalinga High School Horned-Toads. Alongside the coach, Dave Bonilla. Brian Woods back with you. Tyson Alvarado going to let that one bounce, and he's going to inside the 5, runs to the 5 to the 10, now cuts right to the 15, now cuts to the 20. Still on his feet, Tyson Alvarado gets to the 28, and our Horned-Toad of the week puts the Horned-Toads at the 28-yard line for their 5th drive of the evening.
Give me your question, Brian.
All right, Coach, you've had not one, you've had 4 drives, 3 of them punts. Last drive ended in an interception. What can this offense do to get some traction?
Score.
I mean, I know the obvious, Coach.
You're trying to trick me,
I know, but I mean, do you want to see the running game?
Well, you know, the running game hasn't been working. You know, I would pick away short chunks, like maybe like a 5-yard hook, A little bunting, a little 5-yard out, a quick slant to the tight end. Something quick.
Grayson Redding out of the shotgun and going to keep it himself. Runs in between the tackles, runs to his left, and he's going to barely get a couple of yards on the play. They're going to say he did not get any yards on the play. Hayes Camarena with the tackle for Templeton. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Coalinga.
I know what they're going to have to. Something has to change, obviously. But again, as I said earlier off air, a lot of this has to do with them. I mean, we're not really hurting ourselves. It's Templeton is pretty good.
5:45 and rolling in the first half. 28-0 Templeton out in front against Coalinga. Horned Toads are going to have 2 twin receivers on the far side. Actually, 3 receivers on the far side, 2 on the near. Empty set for Grayson Redding. Redding out of the side, throws to the right side, completes it. That's going to be a good catch. Donald Adama with the catch, his first catch of the night. First time he called his name this season. Picks up a hefty gain there. Pushed out, brought down by Cameron Stevens.
I called it. Not bad for a volleyball, baseball, basketball coach, huh? Little 5-6 yard out.
5:14 and running in the first half, and you have to find that Achilles heel in Templeton, and they're going to go with the empty sets. We've not seen this season, Coach.
But he's got, and here's the thing though, he's got to get it up quick. And this also sets up maybe like a quarterback draw with only 3 in the box for a defense. They only got 3 in the box, so a straight out run.
Redding's going to try to keep it himself. Powers his way forward, picks up the first down, still on his feet, bringing Eagle defenders along with him. Grayson Redding with the first down, picks up a hefty gain, and that is a 6-yard gain there. Big pickup there for the Toads.
Hey, do you take a cold bath or a hot bath after a hard game?
Probably cold. We have to have an ice bath.
Mama Redding, this is for you. Get the water going. He's going to need a cold bath.
4:41 to play in the first half. 3 left, 2 right. Toads trying to get on the board late in the first half. Still scoreless in Coalinga. 28-0. Templeton out in front. Tyson Alvarado with the jet sweep. Runs left. Finds his way past the 50. On his way to the 48. Good pickup there. Picks up 7 on the play. And he's brought down by Gavin Chavez, the 5'8 junior for Templeton. And that is going to bring up a 2nd and 3 for Coalinga.
According to that pregame interview, that's the fastest one of the Alvarado clan. Uncles,
you heard
aunts,
that.
Uncles, nephews. Yeah.
Well, you think about that. I mean, Tyson said that was 40 with that interview earlier this week. He can back that up there with that good speed there.
I'd like to. I'd like if we have Brian's time, I'd like to see 40s because Brian was pretty fast as well.
Under 4 to play in the first half. 2 receivers on the far side, 2 on the near. First and actually be saying 2nd and 3 from the 48 of Templeton. Redding's going to keep it himself. Runs in between the tackles. Grayson Redding going to lower the shoulder, still pushing his way forward. Scrum begins at the 46 of Templeton. Bringing him down for the Eagles was Jesse Grinnell, the 5'8 junior. We've called his name a lot as well, Coach.
He's close.
So another 3rd and 1 for the Horned Toads at the 46 of Templeton.
Tush push.
3:25 to go in the first half. I like that. Hey, you're going up against the Eagles. Have a little, not the Philadelphia Eagles, but bring the tush push.
Just do the Redding push. See, and something like this, when they're in the shotgun, they're like 6-7 yards back. If he gets up under center and just does a quick snap and dive, that's a guarantee first down.
Now here's a play from last year.
This side.
1 receiver on the far side, 4 on the near side. Empty set for Grayson Redding. Redding keeps it himself, runs in between the tackle, spins out of a tackle, and he's going to pick up the first down. Great pickup there to greet him for Templeton. Good tackling there. It was Landon Reefers, the 6'1 senior, the defensive end, and that's going to be enough for a Horned Toad to first down.
Yeah, fortunately we were able to penetrate that defensive line.
Right now, the Horned Toads are inside plus territory first time tonight, and you like that if you're the Toads. 2:44 and running in the first half. Stay tuned for the Horned Toads halftime show. Get you a breakdown of how the first half went, plus you get a chance to look at some of the scores from across the college football landscape. Boise State in action tonight against Eastern Washington for the home opener on the blue. 1 left, 3 right. Tyson Alvarado, the tailback to the right side of Redding. Tyson with the carry, shakes and bakes at the 40, still on his feet. And he's going to be brought down at the 39. That's going to be a pickup of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 for Coalinga. And off the pile for Templeton, bringing him down, Garrett Davis.
You know, they got 3 in the box, and they've had 3 in the box. If they can establish the run, you know, that might force maybe bring up a linebacker or 2 or switch it up a bit, and that opens up maybe some slants or some quick outs.
If you're James Watson, Coach, when do you want to start burning a timeout? You have 2 minutes to go in the first half.
How many do we have?
We have all 3. We have not burned a 1 yet, Coach.
Yeah, he can get 3 within 1 minute, so I think he's all right now.
2nd and 7 from the Eagles, 39 ball on the far mark. 1 left, 3 right. Grayson works out of the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Tyson Alvarado, pumps to the right side, throws, and that ball is going to be overthrown. And a penalty marker on the play. Intended receiver was Eric Hernandez on the coverage, was Will Kapashi, but I think he had his hands in the cookie jar, Coach.
We'll take that one. Yeah, he was being held while he was trying to jump. You know, if you're James Watson, I think I like his idea. I'm thinking he wants to punch it in at the end and don't leave any time on the clock.
That penalty marker is going to be on the Eagles, a definite PI. That's going to move the sticks for the Toads. And you like that if you're the Horned Toads. 1:41 to play in the first half, 28-0 Templeton leading. And right now, this is a Horned Toad squad trying to keep this offense moving. The best drive we've seen so far in this first half. The first 3 drives, the Horned Toads were all 3 and outs. Last drive was an interception that was cast in for a touchdown by Templeton.
Yeah, you'd like to see a score here going into the half. Have some momentum, maybe a little confidence.
1:41 to play in the first half, 28-0 Templeton leading against Coalinga. This is a big drive right now, Coach. You can feel it offensively, trying to get a positive before going to halftime.
Yeah, you know what? And yeah, they need something. It's got to be shocking too, because this defense hasn't given up 28 points in what, a year and a half, maybe.
That's right. 1st and 10 from the 24. Templeton hands it off to Tyson Alvarado. Finds a hole in between the hashes. He's going to find his way in. Touchdown Toads. Tyson Alvarado. 24-yard run.
No flags. We'll take it.
3rd touchdown of 2025 for Tyson Alvarado. And the Train Horns are happy in Coalinga. The Horned Toads get on the board of a 28-yard run from Tyson Alvarado.
That was nice. That was nice. Little positive going into halftime. However, there's still a minute and a half.
And we've seen,
they can score quick.
And think about how that play developed there, Coach. It was a wide open play. It was a freeway for Tyson Alvarado.
You know, and I didn't. How was the set? I didn't see the set. Were they in spread?
Yeah, it looked like it was a 1-by-3. But we'll have to go back to the replay, of course. Well, once we get the replay machine.
Yes.
You know? Eric Hernandez, the point after, the snap, the hold, the kick, and the kick's going to not go through the uprights. So the PAT is no good, but it's a 28-6 lead for Templeton. 1:33 to play in the first half. We'll stay right here on the Toad Streaming Network alongside with the coach, Dave Bonilla. Brian Welch back with you on the Toad Streaming Network. Our camera guy tonight, Ryan Shotgun, the former Atascadero High School Greyhound. Richard Welch, the retired math teacher. And our camera guy for the film side is the senior Sean, who's a senior at Coalinga High School. Stay tuned for the Horned Toads halftime show. And right now, you can definitely feel the momentum is shifting right now on Western night, Coach.
Yeah, and you know what? If we can get a stop on defense, I believe they've had 3 possessions and 3 touchdowns, and then the pick 6. No, they did not have a pick 6. You're right. It was he picked and inside the 20. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns.
And the Horned Toads right now will be kicking off right to left to right, I should say. 1:33 to play in the first half. It's a great. Now, hey, we're not in the pressure. We're not in the fry cooker. We're not in the air fryer tonight.
No,
Coach.
we're not. I don't know how you swung this, but props to you.
Well, hey, you gotta ask. This is the Toad Streaming Network. You have to have a little bit of pull.
I guess.
I know our coaches to the right of us are we're gonna have to probably get them a soda during halftime, but we're gonna be playing the booth roulette throughout this whole entire season. But glad to have you along wherever you may be tuning in. If you're tuning in Coalinga, Huron, or Templeton, glad to have you along wherever you may be listening or watching. Eric Hernandez swings his right leg into the football. It's a squiv kick. Taking it's going to be Colby Sims at the 5. Gets himself to the 10 to the 15. Runs right, still on his feet. And he's going to get to the 20-yard line. Good tackling there by the Toads. And bringing him down for Coalinga, Etienne Ramirez. So 1st and 10 for Templeton, their 5th drive of the night. And it's been speed that has haunted the Toads so far defensively.
Yeah, and not only just for the receivers, but the quarterback as well, getting around the edge.
Put the ball at the 20-yard line for Templeton. Now there's pause in the action. They burned a timeout. I don't think they burned a timeout, but it's a late huddle, and they're going to break that. They're going to go on that far mark, moving right to left. 1:28 to play in the first half. 28-6 is our score. 3 left, 1 right. New running back checking in for Templeton. It's Armando Soto. He's off to the right shoulder of Coulter Tannehill. Coulter Tannehill has had a great first half. Tannehill takes a shotgun snap, rolls to his right. Now throw it. Throws it down the middle. That ball is caught. Colby Sims at the 40. Runs to the 30. Dominic Aguilar going to try to bring him down, but he's going to escape away from that. That's a touchdown, Templeton. 80-yard strike. Colby Sims' second touchdown of the night. Wow. Wow.
I'm going to be quiet because I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so.
There's a penalty marker at the 5-yard line of Coalinga. This is the Templeton squad. It was a 21-14 game last year. Now it's a 34-6 lead for Templeton. We're not even in halftime yet.
It's going to be unsportsmanlike, I'm guessing, I'm going to say us out of frustration.
This is a team that has not showed much frustration this season, but when you're trailing 34-6, it's not good. See what the head referee has to say.
You know, I talked to a defensive coordinator a couple weeks ago, and he said, new team, new guys, but they teach the same thing, right? We're going to teach the same technique, same concept, but it's a different group.
So on sportsmanlike conduct on Templeton, 1:14 to play in the first half, and they're going to send out the field goal unit. That's the PAT unit, I should say, but not the first half. You wanted to draw it up if you're the Horned Toads. A tough first half. Now they're going to take a timeout here. Head coach of Templeton, Ron Crow, a respected coach on the Central Coast, having a conversation with the head referee. And I think they take a timeout here. They're going to say they are going to take a timeout, so Templeton burns their first timeout of the night. That's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here on the Toad Streamer Network. 1:14 to play in the first half. 34-6. Templeton out in front, pending the point after. Dave Bonilla, Brian Welch with you. And Coach, it's been a fast-moving first half, but it's been too fast for the Toads.
You know, quick strikes. I don't know how else to say that your cornerbacks got beat twice, 3 times. You know, and I don't is one of them a new? Well, J.D. Reed. That's right. So one of them has to replace J.D. Reed, and that's a domino effect.
Yeah.
Point after, J.D. Reed was the holder.
Yeah.
So you move Grayson from snapper to holder, then you need a new snapper.
It's just a big old snowball.
Yep.
J.D. Reed has a boot on his right leg. He's going to be out for the next couple of weeks. Hopefully we get to see him when it's league time. But right now, you have to find that leader on the sideline with your leaders in boots and having stuff in their arm.
You know what? And it's as a coach, you preach it and you preach it, but just sometimes deep down it's like, oh my gosh, we cannot stop this. And but you can't show that. Obviously, you got to keep pulling for your team, and you do. But I mean, as far as your players getting up, sometimes it's hard.
Snap the hold. They're going to escape away. Olsen's going to be brought down in the backfield. Tyson Alvarado with the tackle, so the point after is no good. So it's a 34-6 lead for Templeton with 1:14 to play in the first half. Daniel Rios has an arm on his sling. I had to find the words for that. And then J.D. Reed has a boot on his right leg. So the Horned Toad's a little bit banged up there. You have any more eligibility there, Coach? I'm just saying.
You know what? I could, if I took enough units, I could probably play for West Hills, but I burned up 2 basketball. Well, I don't know. Can you do?
Well,
I did a year of West Hills basketball and a year of tennis.
Okay.
No, I was talking to? I was talking to Gabriel Frio, former Horned Toad. I was talking to him today. I saw him outside the school, and we were talking about the body and being sore because he's kind of. I'm going golfing tomorrow, and he was going to go with this, but he's still wounded. Anyway, he said, "Yeah, so the body doesn't react." I said, "Yeah, the mind is. I'm still 20 in the mind." He goes, "Yeah, you're still 20. You want to do stuff, but your body's about 30 years older, and that don't react the same unless you're Richard Welch and you get to walk and exercise every other hour."
Well, yeah, he does 2 walks.
Well, good.
Actually, he does 2 walks. He walks the dog and then he walks himself.
The dog walks in, one or the other.
That is true. Luke Kaler with the kick, end over end. Tyson Alvarado's going to take it at his own 26, gets himself to the 30, the 35, still on his feet, in between the hashes. Tyson Alvarado for a run. He's past midfield to the 40, and he's going to pick up the first down, and you need that if you're the Horned Toads.
Yeah, you know what? Brian would have outran him. Brian would have straight armed that guy.
Or just bulldoze him.
Kidding aside, that's huge right there, because now with the minute they can try and punch it in, as opposed to if they're in the 20 or the 30, they might just sit on it and not give up another score. But yeah, you like this right here, 30 yards, 35 out. We'll take it.
67 seconds remaining in the first half. Horned Toads last time they scored with a Great run by Tyson Alvarado, a 28-yard run. They're going to work from the 39 of Templeton, moving left to right. Reading out of the shotgun. 3 left, 1 right. Takes a shotgun snap, throws to the left side, and that's going to be incomplete. Intended receiver on the far side was John Adama, one of the newest members of the Horned Toads, varsity-wise. 2nd and 10 for Coalinga at the 39 of Templeton.
I like the idea. It's 5-6 yard out. Just keep picking away. 5-6 yard out, 5-6 yard out. Worst case, even if we get inside the 20 and try for a field goal, get something positive. We got 2 timeouts left or 3? We have all of ours.
You have all 3 timeouts, Coach.
Yeah.
You have a lot to play with.
Yeah. You can use the entire field on this one.
They're going to go 3 receivers on the far side. R.J. Garcia, the lone receiver, on the near side. 2nd and 10 from the Templeton 39. Tyson Alvarado as the tailback to the right side of Grayson Redding. Horned Toads trying to capitalize on this momentum before heading into halftime. 3 left, 1 right. Grayson Redding motions Tyson Alvarado to the near side. Takes a shotgun snap. Grayson with the carry. Finds a hole in between the tackles. Bounces off a defender. And he gets himself some good yardage there. Gets him to the 38. And that's a good pickup there. And they're going to say, actually, my apologies, to the 34. So that's a gain of 5 on the play. Halfway to go for Coalinga. A big 3rd and 5.
Yeah, good run. And it took 2, 3. I don't know. Well, I don't think I've ever seen a one-person tackle him. I was just thinking about that. That took 3 guys to get him down.
And a timeout on the field taken by Coalinga. So 2 timeouts left for Coalinga and Templeton. And right now, if you're the Horned Toads, you get anything on the board, that's better than nothing, you know?
That's positive. I mean, you want something positive going in. You know, we had something positive, but as I said, I think part of Watson's plan was let's score and not leave any time, because it took 1 play and boom, they scored in like 10 seconds. So you got to be aware of that again.
So Templeton won the toss, and they deferred to the second half, so they will get the ball to begin the 3rd quarter. So if you're the Horned Toads, you got to get some momentum. You have that momentum now, but we got to keep building the crescendo for it.
Yeah, you can sense a little shock in the crowd as well. They're not used to this.
When was the last time the Toads trailed? The Highland game in December? The Union game in the playoffs last year?
You got me. That's all you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
That's all in
trying
your
to
head.
think. They're going to go 1 receiver on the far side, trips out to the near side. Grayson Ray in the shotgun, Tyson Alvarado to the right side. Grayson takes a shotgun snap, will keep it himself. Kind of bounce off a defender, still on his feet, runs right to the 35, and he's quickly brought down by Jesse Grinnell. Clock still moving, 46 seconds to go in the first half, and that's going to bring up a 4th down, and they're going to say 4th and 5, no gain on the play. Timeout taken by Coalinga, their 2nd timeout of the first half. If you're just now joining us on the Toad Streaming Network, Horned Toads got the ball for the first drive of the night. They had a 3 and out, and then Templeton said, we're going to score on the first play from scrimmage, a 38-yard bomb to Colby Sims. And the Horned Toads, for 4 drives later, and got on their 5th drive, got a touchdown, 28-yard run by Tyson Alvarado. And that's been the offense so far. But every time Templeton has thrown a punch, the Horned Toads have not thrown a punch back.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, our defense is going to have to come up with something different. You know, not just adjust, but a big adjustment. I mean, maybe even something that you're not used to doing. You know, draw it up in the sand lot, draw it up on the chalkboard, and say, we're going to do this. It reminds me of Union when I coached. The year I took over varsity basketball, Washington Union came into our league. A couple former NBA guys. And at one point, we only had 3 guys down on defense, and the other 2 were on offense trying to get a score. We just had a triangle. That was it.
Running out of the shotgun, will throw it down the near side, trying to battle for it, and there's a penalty marker there. Intended receiver was Tyson Alvarado. On the coverage was Parker Karajanian, the 5'7" senior, and you like that if you're Coalinga.
We might get a little extra on that one.
2 penalty markers on the field on that near side, and right now, if you're Coalinga, you got to find ways to make something out of nothing. 34 seconds to go in the first half, 34-6, Templeton out in front, and the penalty marker is on Templeton. So you like that if you're the Horned Toads.
We get 15. Should be in the red zone on that one. I'd go to it again. You know, I would take a few shots at the end zone.
Well, you don't really want to throw it into enemy coverage there, Coach.
I would. Well, here's the thing. I would throw it into the end zone, into the corner. So either your guy catches it or it goes out of bounds. Nothing across the middle, unless you're doing that short stuff, right? When I played with the Bucks, we had this 5-yard button hook. You'd go 5 yards, turn around, and boom, the ball was there.
So they are going to go with 5 wide, 4 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. Watch out for John Adame, Coach. I think he's going to have something here. Grayson Rennie pump fakes once. We'll throw to the right side. That ball is going to sail out of the end zone. And that's another penalty marker, a definite PI. A duo of Eagles on the coverage.
That'll be half the distance.
Justin Gunnell might have his hands caught in the cookie jar again. That's a penalty marker, a pass interference. And right now, if you're head coach, Coach Crow for Templeton, Ron Crow, you're like, what are we doing, guys? You're giving them the field.
Yeah, but you also have a 28-point lead, so you're not too worried. But it'd be nice to score here and cut it to about a 3-score lead.
Tyson Alvarado has 1 touchdown on the night. That was a 28-yard run. Do you give it to Tyson, or Tyson's on that near side as a receiver?
How many timeouts we got?
Yeah, 1 timeout left. They're going to go 3 left, 2 right, empty set for Grayson Redding. Tyson Alvarado the motion to the far side. Fakes it, it's going to be Grayson Redding. Runs his way into the 5. Rugby scrum forward, and is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown. Coalinga High School. Grayson Redding with the run. And that's a 10-yard run. The keeper, Grayson Redding's second touchdown of 2025. And the Horned Toads take a bite out of the deficit.
That was nice. We needed that. We needed that.
So a 10-yard run by Grayson Redding makes it a 34-12 lead for Templeton with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, they're going to go for 2. That's a good score going into the half. Now, again, 20 seconds. I hope I'm wrong, but you got to get back. Defense back.
And we talked about it earlier, Coach. You need a lengthy drive offensively to keep your defense on the sideline. And the Toads have answered the call late in the first half.
Tyson Alvarado.
Takes a shotgun snap, hands it off to Tyson. Up the gut he goes, and the 2-point try is good. It's a 34-14 lead for Templeton. 20 seconds to go in the first half. We'll stay right here on the Toad Streaming Network. Stay tuned for the Horned Toads halftime show. Get a chance to look at how the first half went. Take a look at some of the scores from across the college football landscape and get you ready for tomorrow afternoon's game. Fresno State taking on Oregon State in Corvallis. Beautiful stadium, by the way.
Really?
Up
Never
in
been
Corvallis.
there.
I went up there this summer when I was working for the Medford Rogues. Beautiful stadium up there.
Speaking of what you just said, I'm gonna brag on you a little bit. Brian Welch graduated in communications in May. Now he's just hitting interviews here and there. And I told him when he's on ESPN, he's going to give Coach Bonilla a shout out. So we'll see if he holds to that.
I will
but
do
he's
that.
been doing Fresno State water polo, baseball. He's good friends with Paul Leffler. In fact, I saw him at a football. I'm gonna throw you under the bus. I saw him at a football game last year. He had blue and yellow, and it's San Jose State Spartans. But he says, "Hey, man, you got to go where the money is." So he had a buddy up there, and so they hired him for the day, and so yeah, he's doing well.
Well, the thing is, the play-by-play voice of the San Jose State Spartans, Kevin Richardson, a former Shafter general, and played against Coalinga way back in the 80s.
Wow.
That's an end-over-end squib kick by Eric
Live ball. It's a live ball.
Going to be taking it, and that's going to be recovered by Templeton. On the recovery, Hayes Camarena, and that's going to be 1st and 10 for Templeton at their own 28, moving the ball right to left. So the 6th possession of the evening for Templeton. And right now, you kind of feel like you want to take the wind out of the sail right now defensively for the Toads.
Back up. 0.01 second is enough time for them to score.
And we've seen that. First play from scrimmage,
so
a 38-yard touchdown pass to Colby Sims.
Start of the game, and then that first play off of that last kickoff. See, I get deeper. I drop my guys back deeper.
Let's see what the Horned Toads are going to do defensively. The Toads have struggled against this air raid attack of Templeton. 2 receivers on the far side, 2 on the near. Armando Soto checks into the game for Templeton. 18.6 seconds to go in the first half. Tannehill out of the shotgun, moving right to left. Claps his hands once, takes a shotgun snap, plenty of time. Pressure, now going to roll to his right, breaks 1 tackle. Jackson Worth trying to track him down, and Tyson Alvarado escorts him out of bounds. Good play there by Tyson Alvarado. Barely picks up a yard on the play. 2nd and 9 for Templeton.
Yeah, I think they should just fall on this one.
Think about how this game has gone on so far. Templeton could strike just like that. 1 play on their first drive. They found their ways. This is a very experienced team, Coach, and this is a very hard football team to bring down.
Yeah, but you know what? 34-14 at halftime looks a lot better than 34-6.
3 left, 1 right for Colter Tannehill. He works out of the shotgun, claps his hands, takes the handoff, going to roll to his right, keeps it himself to the 30, stutter steps, down on his feet, and a good ankle tackle there. Good tackling by the Horned Toads.
Wow, I wouldn't run my quarterback on the last play. Just take a knee or hand it off.
Nicholas Yamas with the tackle, and that's the end of the first half. We have played 2 in Coalinga, and the scoreboard reads Templeton 34, Coalinga 14. More of this from Coalinga, the Horned Toad halftime show coming up right after this. 34-14, Templeton out in front. Horned Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network. It's a 34-14 lead for Templeton at the break at Chuck Gart Memorial Bowl. My name is Brian Welch with the Toad Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Friday evening, wherever you may be listening or watching Horned Toad football. And welcome to the Horned Toad halftime show. It was all Templeton in the early part of the first half, with the Horned Toads getting a couple of scores on the board. Take a look at the drive summary for the whole entire first half. Coalinga High School got the ball for the first drive of the night. Templeton won the toss, and they elected to defer. Coalinga High School got the ball at their own 20-yard line. That was a 3-and-out. Templeton got the ball at the Horned Toad 38 after a miffed, actually a almost blocked punt. Got the ball, and it was a one-play drive, 38-yard strike to Colby Sims. 7-0 Templeton out in front. Coalinga High School on their second drive of the night had a 3-and-out. Then Templeton got the ball, and it was a 28-yard touchdown to Tyler Cunningham. You're going to be hearing Tyler's name throughout this whole entire first half. Coalinga on their third drive of the night at their own 20 had a 3-and-out. That was their third punt of the night. Templeton got the ball back, and they marched down the field, got the ball at their own 48, and they got a 2-yard run to Tyler Cunningham, his second touchdown of the night. Coalinga High School on their fourth drive of the night had an interception that was right to Tyler Cunningham, and it was a 2-yard run by Hayes Camarena to make it a 28-0 lead for Templeton. Horned Toads trying to find something offensively, and they did find something offensively. A 28-yard run from Tyson Alvarado made it a 28-6. The PAT was missed by Eric Hernandez. Templeton got the ball back, and it was an 80-yard strike from Colter Tannehill to Colby Sims. Colby Sims having a lot of fun tonight on the west side of the San Joaquin Valley, making it a 34-6 game in the late part of the first half. And Coalinga, second drive before halftime, or the last drive before halftime, found their way into the end zone with a 10-yard keeper from Grayson Redding. The two-point conversion was good by Tyson Alvarado, and that's where we sit at 34-14. Templeton out in front. A very fun first half if you are a fan of the Templeton High School Eagles, but this is a Horned Toad squad that has not trailed by this margin in a very long time. You have to go back, way back in the day. We have to go back to the record books. Got to think about what happened last year. It was the Horned Toads that was in this position that Templeton's in this first half. But if this Horned Toad squad's a new squad, a lot of new faces. Speaking of that, Joseph Martinez and Etienne Ramirez being called up from JV this week to be a part of the varsity squad. Watch out for them. They're only sophomores. They're going to be very special players as the years go on. But tonight, the Horned Toads trying to find their offense, and 2 touchdowns so far. They trail 34-14 against Templeton High School. Second half coming up in a little bit. But we'll give you some of the scores from across the college football landscape. A couple of games going on already. Boise State struggling last week against South Florida, falling to the Bulls 34-7, but they have their home opener tonight on the Blue in Boise at Albertson Stadium. Bob Beeler on the call for the Broncos. It's a 30-7 lead for Boise State right now. in the third quarter. Some other scores from across the college football landscapes right now. As my phone keeps going, I can give you the score right now in Coalinga. 34-14 is our score between Templeton and Coalinga. A couple other games going on right now as my phone keeps grinding on, trying to keep the scores going. I know a couple of big games tomorrow. Fresno State taking on Oregon State at Corvallis at Reeser Stadium in the Willamette Valley. That's a beautiful stadium in the Willamette Valley in Oregon. And two conference mates next season, part of the Pac-12. And the score is still moving. We have a couple more scores for you. Louisville taking down James Madison 28-14. Northwestern picking up their first win of 2025 after stumbling last week in the Big Easy against Tulane. They take down Western Illinois 42-7. Maryland sneaking away with a 20-9 victory against Northern Illinois. And also take a look at the NFL score. Chargers taking on the Chiefs down in Brazil. Think about that. Travis Kelce having that engagement of Taylor Swift down in Brazil. I wonder if Travis Kelce can speak some Portuguese. We shall see. Well, we try and get that score for you, but under 10 minutes to go before in halftime. But I can give you a little bit of a baseball score for you. The Athletics out in front 9-4 against the Angels. I know that the Dodgers played tonight. They followed the Orioles in Camden Yards 2-1 back east. And those are some of the scores from across the college football landscape and also the MLB landscape. Trying to get that NFL score for you. I know that the game's on on YouTube tonight. I know Sean, the camera guy for the team, was watching the game earlier while filming. Good job on the good stuff. Keeping yourself going with that, with the having your fine watching the game and watching two games at once. We'll give you that score in the second half. Second half coming up in a little bit. 34-14 at Templeton out in front against your Coalinga High School Horned Toads. More after this from Coalinga Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. Second half about to begin in Coalinga. 34-14, Templeton out in front against your Coalinga High School Horned Toads. Alongside of the coach Dave Bonilla, I'm Brian Welch. Glad to be a part of your Friday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Coalinga High School Horned Toad football. Hope you enjoyed the Horned Toad halftime show. Horned Toads right now trying to keep this offensive momentum going. Last two drives in the first half resulted in touchdowns. And right now, this Horned Toad squad is going to be kicking the ball off to Templeton to begin the second half. And Templeton has found ways to strike while the iron's hot. And this has been a Horned Toad squad that is trying to find ways to slow down the offense of Templeton. Coulter Tannehill has had his way so far in that first half. And that first play from scrimmage was a 34-yard dart to Colby Sims. And this is a Templeton squad. You got to watch out for them. This is the team that battled Edison in week one, took down Monache last week in the Valley down in Porterville. And this is the Templeton squad that are the Road Warriors, to be exact. So they get ready to kick the ball off left to right on your screen. Now the coach Dave Bonilla is going to be joining us right now. A guy, one of the celebrities of Coalinga and Avenel, of course. You know, you have to. He was down in the snack bar. Where'd you get, Coach?
Actually, I wasn't in the snack bar. I was actually talking to the father of Mr. Tannehill.
Really?
So I was talking to, Ryan?
Coulter Tannehill.
Okay, I was talking to Ryan Tannehill, and I'll have a little fun facts for you here throughout the second half.
Horned Toads ready to kick the ball off to begin the second half. 34-14 is our score. Templeton out in front. And, Coach, it was a very interesting first half for the Toads defensively. They struggled to slow down the offense, but as the first half went on, they found ways to find that Achilles heel in the Eagles.
Yeah, but, you know, they got to slow them down a lot more. They're going to have to hold them scoreless or one touchdown in a half to I think, have a chance. I think we can score 4 or 5 times, but we can't trade touchdowns, that's for sure.
Eric Hernandez has the ball on the tee, kicks it off, end over end. That's going to go on the near side. Colby Sims going to pick it up at the 20, runs right, trying to find the room to the 25, and he's going to be wrestled down to the ground. Good tackling by the Horned Toads. David Cano on the tackle. That's going to be 1st and 10 for Templeton to begin the second half.
Yeah, here we'll see what adjustments, if any, that they made in the halftime chat. I'm sure it wasn't a pleasant place to be.
8 seconds gone by in the third quarter. 1st and 10 at their own 30 for Templeton, moving right to left. This is a Horned Toad squad that had a little bit of shell shock in that first half. First play from scrimmage offensively for Templeton, a 38-yard strike. But right now, the Horned Toads defense looking for a stand, and it all begins now. First drive of the second half, 34-14, Templeton out in front. Coulter Tannehill works under center. Power right look. Running back is Camarena, and as well as Tyler Cunningham. Receiver either side, takes a snap, hands it off to Cunningham, runs up the gut in between the hashes, finds his way, and he's still going to keep pushing the pile forward, and he's going to be brought down by Tyson Alvarado, and also a whole host of Horned Toad tacklers bringing him down, but it took 3 tacklers to bring him down there, Coach.
Yeah, I was going to say the first guy to have a shot at him was at 2 yards, and then he just slipped through his hands. So part of that has to be you on contact, first contact, you need to bring him down.
2nd and 1 from the 39 for Templeton, moving right to left. Power right look for the Eagles. Tannehill works under center. Tannehill takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Actually going to keep it himself. Actually, it's going to be Tyler Cunningham with the carry. And a good stop there by the Horned Toads. Cameron Morgan on the tackle for the Toads.
Yeah, that's Cameron Morgan we know. And I notice, is he still out or did they put him back in? Grayson Redding was on the sideline.
Well, you try to give him a break.
And that's exactly it. It's you got to pick your poison because you put him in on defense and he's just going to be gassed to be on offense. But you take him out of defense, then your defense drops a bit.
Camarena with the carry up the gut, and the Horned Toads defense going to hold him there. That's close to the first down marker. Let's see what the far judge said, that he was short. He got the first down, but the near judge said that he was short. So 2 referees with 2 different opinions about that, but that's going to be a first down for Templeton. They convert on 3rd down, Coach.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's kind of hard to stop. It's possible, but difficult.
Power eye look once again for Templeton. 10:35 and running in the third. 34-14 Eagles out in front. 1st and 10 from their own 40. Takes the snap, hands it off to Cunningham. Up the gut he goes, finds a hole in between the tackles. Spins out of a tackle past midfield. Tyler Cunningham bringing Horned Toad defenders along with him. Gets to the 41 of Coalinga. That's a 19-yard gain. And Tyler Cunningham has been fun to watch so far tonight, Coach.
Heck of a runner. He just keeps those legs moving. That was a big gain, big gain.
First and 10 at the Coalinga 40, moving right to left. 10:20 and running in the third quarter. 34-14, Templeton out in front. And right now, this is a Templeton squad is having their way offensively with the Toads defense. Power eye look once again for Tannehill. Fakes the handoff. Play action pressured. Tyson Alvarado trying to bring him down. And then the ball's on the carpet. And they're trying to see who got the ball. And the offensive lineman who was there to get it was Drake Sandoval. But Tyson Alvarado brought the charge as well. But also Evan Garcia.
Yes.
Actually, my apologies. It was Morales that was on the pressure as well.
That was a break we needed. That would have been nice. Punch that in. 34-21 game. Changes the game. I like it, but good pressure.
A loss of six on the play. 2nd and 16 from the 46 of Coalinga. 34-14, Templeton out in front. 9:33 and running in the third. And right now, this is a Horned Toad squad looking to slow down this Templeton squad. And right now, the Toads having the Eagles behind the sticks. This is the big opportunity right now. Tannehill with the shotgun, rolls to his right, pressure, 4-man rush, trying to throw, throws down the middle. That's going to be almost intercepted. Intended receiver was Colby Sims. On the coverage was Dominic Aguilarde, and that brings up a 3rd and 16 right now for the Eagles. And this is a big third down, Coach.
Yeah, but it's big third down, but it's doable for them with their offense. And I was just thinking that might have been the first incompletion.
Yeah. Clock stopped at 9:13 to go in the third quarter. 34-14, Templeton out in front. 3rd and 16 from the 46 of Coalinga. One receiver on the near side, 2 on the far. Cunningham the tailback off to the left side of Tannehill. Takes the snap, rolls to his right. Tannehill on the run. Tannehill's going to throw it, and that ball is going to be almost caught. Tyler Cunningham was the intended receiver, but I think the receiver that was supposed to get the ball there, Coach, was Armando Soto.
Number 3 trailing. Yeah, they had 2 guys about 4 yards apart. Fortunately for the Toads, looks like Cunningham kind of tipped it away from his own receiver.
And how about this?
A punt.
First time tonight for Templeton. I think, hey, we're excited right now, Coach, you know?
Yeah. Progress. We're making progress.
First punt of the night for Templeton. Colby Sims to punt the ball away for the Eagles. Back deep for the Toads at his own 4 is Tyson Alvarado. Sims asks for the snap, wobbly snap, get it away, booming spiral punt. Ball's going to be bounced at the 20, gets to the 15, rolls to the 10-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for Coalinga, their first drive of the second half, moving left to right. And we talked about this in the halftime show, Coach, and also in the late part of the first half. The last 2 drives offensively for the Toads resulted in touchdown, but it was throwing the ball, having those short completions, but also running the football. Good mix by the James Watson offense.
Yeah, you know what? They ran the ball effectively those last 2 possessions, and you have to be able to run effectively to be able to throw the pass in there. But again, I think if they're going to pass, I really feel short chunks, 5, 6, 7 yards.
8:56 to play in the third quarter. 34-14, Templeton out in front. They are going to go with a pistol formation. Cameron Morgan and Tyson Alvarado in the backfield. Running with the snap, hands it off to Tyson, runs to his right, finds a hole in between the tackles. He gets to the 15-yard line of Coalinga. Good tackling there by the Templeton Eagles of Drake Sandoval, the 6-foot senior. Yeah, it's going to be a pickup of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 for Coalinga.
You know what? And we haven't seen a lot of that Alvarado around the edge. Remember the Carruthers, he had quite a few of those. Just give him the ball and he outran everybody.
This is a team right now trying to find their offense. 34-14, Templeton out in front. Hands it off to the running back of Tyson Alvarado. Finds a hole, gets himself to the 20-yard line. And good running there by Tyson on the tackle for Templeton. Once again, Sandoval. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and manageable 3rd and 1 from the 20.
I don't know if you saw, but that was a good disciplined run. Discipline. He kind of stopped and waited for his blocker, and he made a cut left and then picked up a little extra yards.
I don't think his uncle ever had the juke moves way back in the day, right, Coach?
He had some. The main difference between Uncle Brian and Brian was a beast, and he could run. He would run people over, and that's the big difference. I'm old school though. I favor Brian, right? Just like I favor Michael Jordan, the generation now.
Bobbled snap. Grayson Rand's going to have to fall on the grenade. That was going to be a jet sweep to Joseph Martinez. But now it brings it up to 4. That brings it up a 4th and I'm going to say 5 yards. And right now, do you go for it in this situation?
No, not even. That was 3rd down. That hurts. Yeah. That hurts.
So that's going to be the first punt of the night for the Toads in the second half. So Templeton and Coalinga going to be trading punts away. And right now, you feel how this team has been going. You can definitely feel the frustration. The coaches are right next to us, and it's not been a good night if you're the Horned Toads offensively.
No, sir. And again, you know, it's a trickle effect when you have your quarterback and one of your receivers out.
And a whistle before the snap. We'll see what the call is going to be here. And the referees are saying it's going to be a procedural penalty on the Toads. 7:02 to go in the third quarter. 34-14, Templeton out in front. And a false start on the Toads backs them up 5 yards. And right now, the snowball's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, you need something positive. See if we can get a big kick here.
Colby Sims stands at the Horned Toad 44-yard line. Now backs it up to the 45 to the 46. All natural grass surface at Chuck Garton Memorial Bowl. Hernandez going to try to get the snap away, get that kick, a good spiral punt. Sims will take it at the 49, runs to the 40, finds his way to the 30, 25, 20, 15 to the 10, still on his feet, and he's going to be pushed down at the 9-yard line of Coalinga. That's a hefty run there. That's a first and goal for Templeton.
You know, I guess now's a good time to spill some of the beans with my chat with Ryan Tannehill. I was up there when they were breaking at half, and what's the quarterback? What's the quarterback?
Coulter Tannehill.
Coulter. He came up to talk to his dad, and his dad said, "Nice to have Colby back, 21." Apparently, he just had a broken wrist or an injury, so he's just coming back, and he has made a big difference.
Second drive of the second half for Templeton, moving the ball right to left, ball on the far mark. First and goal from the Coalinga 8. Tannehill with the low snap, hands it off, ball on the carpet, trying to get the ball back. There's a rugby scrum for it. Toads say they have it. Let's see what the official word's going to be. And the Horned Toads do have the ball. First turnover of the night for the Eagles. Tit for tat tonight. Horned Toads back in business.
We needed that. See if we can mount a drive here.
And that's a big play there for the Toads defensively. And that's probably the biggest play the Toads have had so far tonight.
Yep.
So right now the Toads get the ball back for their second possession, I should say, of the evening, moving left to right. And this is a big drive right now. 1st and 10 at their own 10, moving left to right. Grayson Ready in this Horned Toad offense looking to spark something. Can they spark something off that fumble recovery by the Toads? 3 left, 1 right. Tyson Alvarado, the tailback to the right side of Grayson Redding. Redding's going to keep it himself. Runs right. Grayson in between the tackles. Grayson going to keep himself going to the 20, and he is going to pick up the first down. Grayson Redding with his legs moves the 6 for the Toads. That is going to be a 10-yard run.
Let's see if we can keep that up. That was a nice run.
And Coach is eating a sandwich right now. So we have, well, what type of sandwich are you eating right now, Coach?
Turkey and roast beef.
Okay.
Well, I left the house at 7:30, and then at 6:20 I got off work, went home and showered, came here.
The man who's been everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
2 left, 1 right. Redding out of the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Tyson Alvarado, finds his way in between the hashes, and he's going to go, he's going to barely pick up 2 on the play. Good carry, good running there. Actually going to say he did pick up 2, bringing him down. It was Drake Sandoval, 2nd and 8 at the 23 of Coalinga. So right now the Horned Toads on that near mark, moving left to right, under 6 minutes of play in the third quarter. 34-14, Templeton out in front. 2 receivers on the far side, 2 on the near. Tyson works out of the shotgun, takes the snap, plenty of time, throws to the left side. That ball is complete. R.J. Garcia with the grab, quickly met by Cameron Stevens. Excuse me, that's going to bring up a manageable 3rd down for the Toads.
Yeah, you know what, and I was just going to say, a lot of our passes have been a catch and nothing much after it. You'd like to see some run after catch, but again, that defense is swarming.
3rd and 2 for the Toads, moving left to right, ball on the far mark. Going to mark the ball at the 29. Coalinga trying to keep this offense moving. 5:13 and running in the third quarter. 34-14, Templeton out in front. Templeton fumbling the ball deep in Coalinga territory. Horned Toads trying to capitalize on it early part of this third quarter. Redding works out of the shotgun and keeping himself. Runs in between the tackles. The rugby scrum going to push him forward. And a good scrum there. Grayson Redding gets to the 33-yard line. Good carry there. And that's going to be enough for a Horned Toad first down.
Yeah, you know what? I talked to that at halftime. I gave a shout out to Mama Redding to get the ice baths ready. And he says that Grayson takes the ice bath every Friday at 11:30.
Okay.
I said, well, you better give him another one at 12:30. He's a workhorse.
So that's a fresh new set of downs for Coalinga. 3 left, 1 right. They're going to put the ball at the 34 of Templeton, moving left. 34 of Coalinga, actually. Got a little bit ahead of myself. 4:37 and running in the third quarter. 34-14, Templeton out in front. And this is a Horned Toad squad trying to milk the clock here and try to keep the offense of Templeton off the field. 3 left, 1 right. Tyson Alvarado, the tail back to the right side. Grayson Redding, shotgun. Motions the man, takes a snap, fakes the handoff on the jet sweep, runs right, trying to find the edge, and he's going to go nowhere. He's going to lose a couple of yards there, Coach. He loses 2 on the play. Actually, he's going to lose 3 on the play, bringing him down. A whole host of tacklers. Weston Hatch, the 6'3 senior for Templeton, on the stop for the Eagles.
Yeah, good penetration. And again, you know what? It's a new young offensive line. I think they're meeting their match today. And as far as milking the clock, we can't milk too much because we're down 3 scores. We need to score quick.
Under 4 to play in the third quarter, 2nd and 12. They're going to say second. Yeah, they are going to say 2nd and 12. 1 receiver on the far side. Trips receivers on the near side. Tyson Alvarado, the tailback, off to the right shoulder of Grayson Redding. Redding has been in the shotgun so far tonight. Takes a shotgun snap, rolls to his right. Grayson throws to the right, completes it to John Adamani. He's quickly met by Cameron Stevens again on a good tackle there, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down back the original, actually a yard past the original line of scrimmage, Coach.
Again, you know what? You got to tip your hat right now. That's all. They're swarming. They're swarming the ball like they're supposed to. We're not making very many mistakes. I just think they're doing everything right. That's kind of a bad mix when we're not clicking and they are.
3:04 and running in the third quarter. 34-14, Templeton out in front. 3 left, 2 right. Redding's going to work out of the shotgun with an empty set. Ball on the near mark. 3rd and 9 from the 35 of Coalinga. Redding takes a shotgun snap. Plenty of time. Throws to the right side, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Tyson Alvarado. On the coverage was Garrett Davis. That's a 4th and 9 right now, and the Horned Toads offense has had its moments so far tonight, but do you send the punt unit out here, or do you go for it?
At this point, I'd go for it. I would.
And they're going to
down 3 scores because they're going to score again. They haven't, but they're going to.
And they're going to send the punting unit again. That's going to be the 2nd punt of the evening in the second half with the Toads. The 5th one of the night.
You know, a miscommunication. Alvarado broke left and Redding broke right. I think the pass was right. Looking at the reaction of the coach and Tyson, I think he was supposed to break out.
Colby Sims stands at his own 33-yard line.
There's
good
a good
punt, spiral punt by Hernandez. That's going to bounce at the 30. Sims going to mishandle. He's going to have to fall on the grenade at the 28. So Templeton right now having a couple of miscues, but they're going to have the ball at their own 28, moving the ball right to left. Horned Toads getting the ball off a turnover deep in their own territory when Templeton fumbled the football. That is their 3rd possession of the evening for Templeton. And right now, you like what this Horned Toads defense is doing right now. You have to find ways to slow down Colter Tannehill, Coach.
You do. You got to stop them, but then we also have to score. Like I said, you can't trade touchdowns. We do need a defensive stop. And I don't know at what point do you put, you know, what's the give and take of Redding if you put him in for defense.
3 left, 1 right. Colter Tannehill works out the shotgun, takes the snap, plenty of time, throws left. That's going to be almost caught with the one hand from Colby Sims on the coverage for the Toads. Max Hernandez, 2:34 to play in the third quarter. 34-14, Templeton out in front. And you like what the Toads are bringing on the front line pressure-wise, Coach?
Yeah, you know, have them get rid of it quick. We do need a defensive stop.
34-14 at Templeton out in front. 2:34 to play in the third quarter. 3 left, 1 right. Colter Tannehill works out of the shotgun. Only a junior. He checks in at 6'6". Colter Tannehill throws down over the middle. That's going to be incomplete. Will Kapasi, the intended receiver for the Eagles on the coverage. Max Hernandez and Tyson Alvarado.
A little misfortune. We'll take it.
It just feels like Templeton's kind of rushing things a little bit. They were flawless in that first half, but a couple of mistakes put them in a very severe situation. 3rd and 10 from their own 30. And right now, this Eagle squad looking to try to find a way to convert on 3rd down. Templeton scored on their first play from scrimmage back in the first quarter. Twin receivers each side with 4. Tannehill with the snap, plenty of time, throws right. That's going to be caught at the sticks. Colby Sims with the grab. That's going to be in bounds, and that's going to be a 1st and 10 for Templeton. And once again, a frozen rope. They're going to say he was short. Very interesting spot there, Coach.
Yes, I thought he had it. He caught it, and his momentum carried. I don't know how they do forward progress at high school.
They're going to say 4th and 1 from the 39 of Templeton. They are going to go 3 receivers on the near side, 1 receiver on the far side. Watch out for Ethan Armette. He's had a quiet night so far for Templeton. Under center, tush push for the Eagles, pushes him forward. Tannehill's going to get the first down. He gets to the 45, and that's going to be a 6-yard gain. They needed 1. They pick up 6, Coach.
Yeah, it's at 6'6", and what's he weigh? Couple 210, 190, 210. What do you think?
220. He checks in at 220. And at the tush, we talked about the tush push earlier with the Eagles.
That was more just a Tannehill push. I didn't see anybody behind him.
Well, he kind of reminds me of Ryan Tannehill. I mean, way back in the day. I mean, with the quarterback that played for the Dolphins.
I don't know if I said earlier, Trevor Lawrence.
3 left, 1 right, 1st and 10 at their own 45. Tannehill with the snap, hands it off to Cunningham. Finds a hole, pass midfield to the 45. Still on his feet, ankle tackle, still going, and he gets to the 40. And that is a 15-yard pickup, gets to the 40 of Coalinga. Finally bringing him down to the ground was a whole host of Horned Toads. And leading the charge there, Nicholas Yamas, who called his name a couple of times so far tonight.
Yeah, that was a big chunk. Big chunk.
Horned Toads trying to substitute. They get Cameron Morgan to the sideline in time. On that line right now for the Toads, a lot of young players.
At some point, maybe, I don't know, you just